Alright, guys, so since I was trying to do a whole lot of research, looking at videos or forum answers on how to's to remove a Saberforge momentary switch, I guess is what this switch type is called, from a lightsaber if you're ever having any trouble trying to remove everything to do your own custom work. What I had to do is I took all the internals out before the switch because that's just how I had to do it. And I got the charge port out by simply applying acetone or nail polish remover around the edges. It was able to sink in, loosen up the glue that was in there, and then I used a really fine. I have a pair of X-Acto scissors that have a really, really sharp pointed tip that I was able to push in there and pry the charge port out. But for the switch, the same method did not work because the switch is metal on metal. You can't. The polymer of the charge port gave way just enough to give me some room for an edge on it to pry it up, but the metal on the switch will not give you much room. Of course, on the Saberforge Arbiter, at least, it's very flush in there. Really hard to get something to pry it up with. So, what I found originally, I was putting the screwdriver in and trying to pry it up. Let me see if I can give you a good demonstration here. I was pretty much trying to pry up on the bottom of the switch like that, and that did not work. For the switch, I tried acetone in there and heat, a lot of heat. I heated this thing up with a hair dryer on high heat, and it got so hot that I could not touch any of the metal on the saber. It was too hot, and still prying it up like that did not work. What I found you have to do is take a very long screwdriver, make sure it has enough room to fit inside that small space underneath the switch, put it all the way in your saber, and the blade of the screwdriver will push against the bottom of it, and then you pry up on the switch, kind of like that. I mean, the switch has already been removed, so in this video it's going to be a lot easier to remove, but I'll show you. Put it in all the way, completely under the switch, lift up, and if you're ever wondering how to remove your switch, that is basically the best way to do it, easiest way to do it. I mean, the acetone really helps to break down the glue. The heat really helped to kind of liquefy the glue a little bit. But their wires, in my case, the wires going from the switch and the charge port to the battery and the LED, between these and the battery are very short. So mark, if you're taking it apart and you want to still have a good idea on where your wires lead to, you really want to mark every single wire you cut. These were too short. I had to pretty much reach into the charge port hole and pull the wires out, kind of to where there's a loop in there just enough for me to cut them. So I know The switch wires are the only ones I have unmarked. As you can see, I have my LED wires marked. Come on. Okay. Oh crap. Soundboard wires marked. Now, I also realized that when you're taking the soundboard out of a Saberforge saber, they have it completely wrapped in electrical tape. When I peeled the tape off, part of the soundboard, you can see how that's supposed to be mirrored on both sides with these little brown boxes. That one stuck to the tape and came off. So I'm not sure if that was a result of the saber. I don't know if that was the result of me actually taking the tape off of the soundboard, or if that is why when I was doing some flourishes, some spins, I dropped the saber, the blade LED completely cut out, the sound completely cut out, but the switch was still illuminated. And that's all that would work. Whenever I tried to reboot it, the sound would just be crackling. So you have to be very careful with Saberforge's soundboards. They don't, especially on the apprentice level sabers, the apprentice level sabers are very, very thin. Not much diameter, not much inner diameter. As you can see, you have to fit a battery in there as well as the soundboard. And pretty much, this is the protection you get. Is a couple layers of Velcro and a whole lot of electrical tape. So if you're ever taking it apart to do your own custom work, or if you have to rewire your electronics inside your Saberforge apprentice level saber, do as little with the electrical tape around the soundboard as possible. If you have to take it off, be very, very gentle with it. Because mine, I didn't even realize the soundboard was broken until I was cleaning up a little bit around here, or trying to, and it was stuck to this electrical tape that was wrapped around it. I still have the little box right here next to my battery, because I'm gonna try to find out if I can repair that or not. If not, I'm just gonna wire it up as a stunt saber, no soundboard, until I can get either a Nano Biscotti soundboard or a Crystal Focus 7.5 or 7 or Crystal Focus 8 soundboard, because the Crystal Focus has a lot of options that I just absolutely love. But yeah, I was just doing this video as a quick tutorial on how to remove your switch, and a reminder to be extremely careful with Saberforge soundboards, because I guess they don't really use any chassis, just electrical tape and Velcro, and that's not good. If you're trying to take it apart, hopefully you don't have to take it apart. If you don't have to take it apart, and I don't know where I'm going with that, pretty much just only take it apart if you're going to completely redo the entire saber. Because, as you can see, mine came apart. But I haven't seen any videos on actually showing you how to remove these switches, so I thought that would be a helpful little tip. Hope you guys find this video helpful in any of your saber disassemblies, and hope it makes you be more mindful of your soundboard. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for joining me, and have a great day.